G'day everyone. There you go, there's my version of the Beatles, If I Fell. It's taken me a little bit of time to figure that one out. I'm really quite pleased with myself that I finally worked it out. It's not that hard though. The tricky bit was at the start. The introduction kind of changes key before you start the verse, but then once you play the main pattern, it's pretty repetitive. So let's have a look at it. I'm starting in D minor, and then I'm playing the melody. So quite often I'm just plucking the whenever I'm playing the melody, I'm usually plucking the string that is on the melody and just sort of dragging back to get a few get the chord. It's not often a full chord. It's quite often a 3-string or 2-string chord. So D minor and the melody. So you're playing that all together. And then it goes to a C sharp or a D flat, C sharp. But I'm not actually playing that finger, so you really just need to bar the first fret, and there's the melody. So the very first bit from the start again. And then it's a C. And that's probably the first time when I hit that top note, the first time I strum all 4 strings. Then it's an A minor with, I don't know what chord this makes it, but I'm adding the 2nd fret there just for that, just for the melody. Then it repeats again, D minor. To the C sharp. Then it's D minor again, and G. So there's the whole introduction. It's sort of around the point that it changes back to it goes to the D minor, and the G is where it kind of changes key, although it's using the same chords. I'll play it really slowly and we'll see if we can see what I'm doing this with the fretting hand. Then it's the first part of the verse. With a G that I'm holding here, I'm often playing the G sus chords. So I'm lifting off to get an open A string, placing back to get the G, and sometimes I play the G sus 4, which is holding the C note. But in this case, it's just I'm starting in G, so it's a G sus 2 to C. The next chord is a F6, so I'm just barring the whole 5th fret. C, F6 to E minor. Then it's E flat minor, so the whole thing just slides down, but I'm not going to play my bass string, just for that passing chord. And then it's a D minor again, but to get the melody, I'm throwing in, I think it's a D minor 7th, so I'm putting the C in again at the top. So that's the toughest chord there. It's a little cramped 4-finger chord. And you probably see if you watch back, I sometimes hit the D minor and then get the my little pinky in a bit late. So here's the first bit from the G, C, F9, E minor, E flat minor, D minor. So, and then it's a G sus 4, G, and a G sus 2. So C, F9, E minor, E flat minor, D minor 7th, this, and the G sus 4, G, G sus 2, and back to C. So the first verse is just a little, you don't go into the next chords. So let's play that again, from the top. This A minor, D minor, C sharp, D minor, G, C, F9, E minor, E flat minor, D minor with the 7th, G sus, G, G sus 2, G, C. And it ends on C. Then there's a little turnaround, and sometimes I'm going to play an F minor, so I still want to hold the C. But in that little gap, I quite often switch to my pinky finger just because it's easier for me to stretch here. So there's the F minor, those two notes, and the C, and a G. And that starts again. This is where it changes. It goes to a C ninth, so it's the same as a C seventh, and then I'm going to add this 3rd string 2nd fret. So you could play C seventh, but the actual chord, I think it sounds nicer with the C ninth. So it's the same as an F shape, but it's all up a higher string. And then a few melody notes. So the melody's going. And I try and play as much of that as I can around the C ninth, but if I need to let go and play it around the C seventh, it works as well. You see, when I get to stretch up here, it's a bit hard to hold, so there's no reason why you can't just play a C through all of that. The important bit is to hit the melody notes. And then if you can do it while there's no point holding a C seventh, because you're going to let it go. But if you can hold the C ninth, then it's F, F minor, and then these melody bits, I'm gonna not play my top string. So these are all going to be 3-string chords. So from the F minor, and I'm pulling backwards to hit this the melody on the bottom string instead of going. instead of hitting it on the 4th fret, I'm going to hit it on the 4th string. So there we're in F minor. Then I'm not going to play the top string until I flatten down to get my B flat on the 1st string. So sorry, I've lost where I am. F minor, back to C, and then it's G 7th. Oh, if I look at what I'm doing. So there you go. They're all the chords. We've actually finished pretty well the whole song. So let's go back to that bit because I wasn't explaining that very well. And so the second time it through, it goes to C9. F, F minor, pulling backwards on these 3 strings only to get that note, and then squashing down to get the top B flat note, C, and then a G 7th. So that's everything. It repeats again, I think. Repeats again and just finishes on the C like it did the very first time. And then we're into the coda, I guess, If I Fell in Love with You, which is F minor. Again, just playing these 3 strings. Then squeezing up to get the top note, and C. So, and then the second time it's a harmony, but I'll do that first one again. F minor, just 3 strings, so I don't even need to finger this C bit there. Then squeezing down, then it's a C. And the second time they play that last line, it's it goes up really high. So F minor again, and straight to that barred 1st fret, and then I can let it all go because it's a C chord to finish, and just hitting that 7th fret melody. Okay, I hope that's explained what I'm doing. It's again, figure out the melody notes that you want to play. Go back and look at the chords, and then you can watch what I'm. It's not too hard to play them both together. Good luck.